Morning, y'all. Hey, I figured um, I would show you some of my progress of what I'm doing. The hand is very awkward on the phone right now because I can't even see what's going on. But anyway, um, today's Sunday. It's 11:30 in the morning. I'm off, of course. I went to the march yesterday, and it was cool. Um, I think there were less people than I expected because they went to DC instead, because DC had a very decent crowd. Anyway, I thought I would show you some of my garden stuff that's going on to kind of document it in my blog. And I got these clips from Aldi. It was part of that order that I only got half of. And look at that. Yep, let me turn it around. Okay, made in China. Trump makes China look good, man. Oh my God. Anyway, um, just so I can turn you around and show you different things. These are my dahlias, and you can see right there a sprig of it is coming up. And I got these markers also from Aldi's, and you just write the title on them. These are my potatoes that started sprouting in the other room. This is my tomato plant here. I did try and put in a marshmallow root plant. I don't know how well it's going to survive, but the tomato plant's looking hella good. And there's the other um, dahlia, and it has a spot. There's my fingernail right there. You see that? Yeah. And then this right here is an ornamental peach tree. Now, these clips are going to be used in the backyard to try and do a natural fence. So that's why I have those. The trash can has a lid on it because I have dry wood in it. And this little can, I need to put a hole in it that also has dry wood in it, is going to be used to make charcoal so I can make biochar. Okay, now this right here, I've got the first real leaves on that. See that? That is my marshmallow. Yeah, so out of all the seeds, those are the ones that have survived, so that's good. This right here is my sugar cane, and let me try and get a good angle on that. You see right there? There's a stalk coming off the side, so that's cool. The other ones, I don't know if they're doing anything. These are my banana trees that are looking really sad, and I need to help them out. These are some more dahlias that I just bought yesterday, and they were already woken up inside the package. So I got that one and this one. This one is, uh, it's hard for me to read from this angle. Anyway, it's going to be a maroon one. This one's maroon. This one is a very white color with cream on it. And this is the plant that I wanted to get from Aldi's that they said they didn't have, so I got it from Kroger instead because, yeah, I wanted that plant. Oh, this here is the water barrel, and it's rained a couple of times, and I have used it, but it's pretty much up to here full. You can see the creases. If I back up, you can see the creases right there. Perhaps, yeah, you could see it on this side real good. The crease right there, that line right there is where the water is filled up to. And if you, I'm backing up too far. But see how tall that is? That comes up to like my side right here. I don't know how that's showing, but anyway. So yeah, I've got that done. And there was a wooden thing that was here that first served as a stand-up garden, and then it turned into kind of like a dog shelter. This here tree, see that piece right there? That's kudzu. And I cut away from it years ago, but the scar of the kudzu is still there. And if you go up, there's the pine tree. And you see, that's a very tall tree. So I'm trying not to let it die. And you got the neighbors right behind. So it could either go to the neighbors and it's like, it's a wiggly bend in the tree, probably because of all the kudzu and stuff at the time. But it's also tall enough that it could go through and hit our roof. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm a bit nervous on that one. But this is where I've been working in the backyard. Oh, I didn't bring it to show you. I'll have to go back and get it. Anyway, I got a machete. So you see how the kudzu, even if it's not kudzu, it's invasive as fuck, and it, see how it goes in between the bark there? That's not cool because that starts the choking process. If you see up here on where it's attached, those are like little hair roots that are digging into the bark, and it attaches itself harsh, man. So yeah, all that's got to be cut down. I did some of it, and so it's just grown back and taken over again. So all of that's got to go there. These, this is what I wanted to find out. This tree here, I found out is a Japanese privet. No, excuse me, a Chinese privet. The Japanese one is it's got longer tips to it. Ow. Um, I mean, no, that's, see how thick that is? That's good for basket weaving kind of thick. You see what I'm saying? And this dead branch here is part of the grape bush that's right there. I don't know if it's, yeah, it's still alive. I can see the branches coming up. So anyway, this is where I'm trying to work in the backyard. So I've got a lot of this Chinese privet. I don't have willow, but I do have Chinese privet that is very flexible and bendy. And I thought, okay, well, why don't I turn that into a fence? And yes, it says evasive or invasive as the kudzu, but the kudzu kills things. This doesn't really kill things. It's just annoying as hell because it grows everywhere. So yeah, you got to kind of keep up with it. So anyway, I've got all this backyard because you can barely see the fence, possibly right through there. It's an old rusted fence. And I thought at first to putting the kudzu in between and weaving it in would be a good idea, but then I realized now it was not a good idea. And the dogs next door, except for that one's not one of the original dogs, but there were two dogs over here, and I'm sure they're still there because I've heard them in the morning, and they were named Mario and Luigi. True story. Anyway, I have straw here. This is, at this moment, my compost pile. I have that on top to keep the plastic down. And yes, I know this is painted, but that was what was over there where I showed you, and it was kind of a bald area. So this is all the kudzu I have cut already. This is part of the magnolia tree we cut down last year, but look at how big that stem of kudzu is. You see what I'm saying? That's huge. So anyway, kudzu is all back through here. There is some poison ivy. I did open up this area thoroughly because it looked more like that. Or if you want to, that back there behind that. So all of these little tall sticky thingies, those are the Chinese, what did I say it was? Dang it. I have it written down. But anyway, if you look at the stems, when you go up, they're like tall sticks. So those could have the possibility of being the same kind of weavy material. And I thought, okay, well, I have that. It's already here. I don't have a willow. Some of it's established. And you see that right there? That's the fence line between my neighbor's yard and my yard. So why don't I start doing the weaving to make the boundary of a fence right there, cut some of this back because it's interfering. If you can see right there, up there is the power line. Even though they buried the power line down here and now we got a green box in our backyard, that still affects things. So that is one of my plans. But see, you still have more of that Japanese invasive tree, but I still want that versus that because that's the kudzu, the top root. So you can see how potent that was because it was all on the fence back there, just as thick as it is back in that area back there, along with poison ivy and poison oak. And you can burf yourself, dog. This one talks a lot. Yep, there's some right there. Some poison ivy. Yeehaw. And the ones that I pulled down, oh my God, they're, see, look at that right there. See, these hurt bad. And they're kind of all over and mixed in, so you got to be careful. But the grape was coming down, so now that I learned more about fruit and how to better take care of it. Oh, there goes a caterpillar. Yep, swanging in the wind. Hey, swanging in the wind. So yeah, now that I've learned more, I really do need to fix that better. Anyway, that was a rogue maple that just came up on its own. Back to the maters. Let's see. Well, I don't know where my machete is at the moment, but I showed you what I wanted to show you as far as the growing stuff. Oh, I guess I could show you. Like I said, I still got stuff everywhere. But this right here is the compost bin or the vermipost bin for the worms. That's where they're at. I also need to check on them this time because I didn't check on them last time. But there's so much to do. And I like it because it's warm. But anyway, this is Sunday. I hope you all take care of yourselves. If you can, there's another march coming on May 1st. We all got to come together because everything that's going on is wrong. You know it is. It goes against the Constitution. He's trying to break it. He's going against the law. He's even going against the Supreme Court. Come on now, people. Are we a country of laws or are we a country of do whatever the fuck you want? Because then there's just anarchy everywhere and it's not pretty. You know what I mean? That's why they make movies about that shit. Anyway, take care of yourselves because that's all we got. Peace out for now.